Hello, everybody. Welcome to God. I don't know what week this would be now, but we are here live on the Juanstone stream. Hope everyone's doing good. Yep. See a few of you in the chat. If a few of you guys want to just give us a shout, it should be all good. But yeah, hope everyone's doing well on what is an absolute sweatbox of a day. I think the last few days been pretty tough in that capacity. I think anyone on the British Isles at least can relate. I think like we're probably going to be lacking a few people from England today, just basically because I don't think anyone's got the energy, including myself to a certain degree. But you know, we will try and keep things moving. So hope all's going good, everybody. Yep, as you can see, we haven't got up today our usual bits, our usual Ableton bits. We're not actually going to be doing anything in the studio today. We're actually going to be looking over some of this, which is some mid-journey for album art generation, as well as looking at some footage from our gig the other day with Underground Resistors. Yep, with the mighty Daryl and Rich. Also known as Bang Bang Beep Beep and Dazza. So we'll look at that in a minute. But yeah, hope all's going good. So any updates to cover from the last few weeks? Actually do have another show to announce, which is quality. So we've got the 20th of September. I'm going to be playing at the Hotbox in Chelmsford. That's going to be supporting the mighty March Fleet as well as Rebel Party and Tom Peplow. Still looking to be a good show. I've actually been doing quite a lot of work on the live set recently. Actually had quite a bit of a situation with that not long ago. Where pretty much I moved quite a lot of files off of my computer onto a hard drive and basically didn't really keep track on what was where, and yeah, like nearly pretty much lost all the live set that I've been doing for the last, I think it's coming up to a year now, I started working on it. Pretty much got that, but also been invited onto Chelmsford, I believe it's Transmissions Radio, or the show is Transmissions with Paul Dupree. And so, yep, that is actually going to be myself going over to the studio to play a live set as well as a discussion. Very similar to what we had with at Shaky's session. But yeah, the basically going to be smashing that one out on the 25th. So it's going to be a gig on the 20th of September and then a live radio show on the 25th. Woody, how's it going, man? Good to see you, mate. Hope all's been going good. Literally just been talking about an extra gig that I've got, as well as how effing hot it is at the minute. Mate, it is an absolute sweatbox in here. I'm pretty sure it's exactly the same where you're at, man. But yeah, like weather has not been kind for being able to get much done at all, man. So yeah, literally just been trying to work around that. But in terms of other news, the last few weeks, the shirts went on sale. So as you guys can see here, we have another one in, C-Beam Special. So this one is, part of the new branding. So we swapped our suppliers pretty much in the last month. Swapped from an American-based company to an English one, and just the quality of the prints is absolutely insane. Unreal, changing quality. So if anyone's after any of those, then just give us a shout. And yeah, like if you just send us a message, send us at the minute, just send us a message and I'll let you know all the next steps. So yeah, mate. The PC heating, I can imagine, man, that's only gonna be way worse in this situation. Oh, and also with regards to the new shirts, as I say, if you just send us a message, dude, I need to catch up anyways, man, but I'll give you all the details on there. It's literally just a few bits I need to take off this end. But yeah, no, it should be good. Well up for getting a few more of those out for the time being. Just trying to think some of the other bits we've got. Yeah, it's like not really too much else to report. There's a few other things in the pipeline. But I think things have been pretty busy the last few weeks. I mean, obviously with this stuff, but with a few other things. So I do appreciate everyone being a bit patient with regards to what is going down. But yes, we shall see. Nice one, Woody. And hey, Hente, good to see you, man. Just in time. We've literally taken care of quite a bit of the updates, and we're going to be slowly but surely moving on to the art generation, as you specifically requested. But first of all, we're going to check out some footage. In fact, I'm just going to see if this... Yeah, I think that is picking up. So pretty much, this is from the latest show that I've had. Hopefully it'll be alright to broadcast this, because I have only just noticed that Rich has got this unlisted. Sorry, Rich, if we're putting this out already, but I thought it might be nice to just have a quick look over the last gig that went down not last Thursday, the Thursday before. So yeah, like I'll get that started and we'll just see how it plays out for like the first few minutes. Just let us know how the volume is as well. So this is at the Voodoo Keller Bar in Chelmsford. Just going to bring that down. If you guys can just let us know how the audio quality is next to the video quality. So and this is cool. So basically you had Daryl and Rich on their setup. I actually have that exact same keyboard, Arturia, but these guys know how to navigate their way around each of these pieces of kit way better than I ever could. So basically we had Daryl and Rich on their electronic setups, and I pretty much just had my guitar with a few of my pedals, make it a bit spacey. It was cool, man. So this was a 2-hour show as part of the Resonance community in Chelmsford. So Resonance is a community for producers based in Chelmsford to get together, listen to your music, or listen to the music that they've made on the big hotbox speakers. So to find out how your music sounds where it's meant to be getting played. But every so often, every few months, we get these nights together where it's basically just a electronic musical discussion. Pretty much just a cool opportunity to get our instruments together, jam out a few ideas. And it was quality. The time on this just flew by, I thought, but we had some really, really good ideas. Massive shout outs to Daryl and Rich for the ideas that came out during this show. I think there's I'm actually looking forward to hearing back some of the whole thing, just to see if there's any ideas that we can nab. Probably do some work on in the near future. But yeah, if you guys are about in Chelmsford anytime soon, fancy some cool electronic jam nights to come out to, then keep an eye on the Resonance community page. You can find that on Facebook. Alternatively, you can look up on Patreon and just keep posted on all the upcoming gigs. Yeah, hopefully this is coming across all right for you guys. I'm assuming no news is good news with regards to the volume coming through. And there's actually a really cool bit of footage that Rich. So all this footage is courtesy of Rich, as I might have mentioned beforehand. But for anyone who's just joined us, this footage is courtesy of Rich, and basically the original bit of footage that I saw from this is actually a 360 camera. Actually, had a bit of a funny story with that. So basically, I was looking on my phone. I was watching this footage, and I was looking at it like this. Did actually really like this idea. Those synths are just sounding gorgeous. So yeah, whilst I was originally watching it, it was one of them 360 like spin around films, but I had no idea it was. It's this really cool camera that basically caught maybe the whole performance, but like just a small section. You can spin around the whole place. So I'm sitting at home not knowing it and just thinking like, well, Rich, this is all well and good, mate, but you know, you could have got a better angle. And it's only because I'm fucking holding, like, watching the video like this, and it's just like, oh Christ, yeah, maybe you should try spinning it around, lad. Only like took me the second time watching it to realise that. Absolutely unreal. But yeah, this is a really cool bit of footage. I'm probably just going to leave it there for a minute, and like 5 minutes, because like obviously we've got some other things to cover in the stream today, but I just thought I'd share a bit of this with you guys as well. I mean, I think Rich is also putting in a lot of work to get this properly edited and turned into like the full 2 hours rather than just a clip of 15 minutes. I'm probably going to have a little bit of a mess around with some of the clips as well, so share some bite-sized ones out for you guys. But yeah, if you guys want to hear more of it, then give me a shout, and we shall yeah, keep you posted on when that's available, as well as try and get them into some more bite-sized chunks, so that you guys can catch some of the cool ideas that we got done there. But yeah, as I say, Resonance, Underground Resistors, absolute top tier night. Great community here in Chelmsford. So yeah, so moving on. Hente, this is the wheelhouse that we were discussing now. Basically last week when we was streaming, not last week, the week before I think it was, we were just discussing a few bits about Juanstone, the music, the process and everything else like that, and actually Hente made the great suggestion, because I usually get quite a lot of questions on the artwork that I produce or create for Juanstone. So that would be like, you know, some of these for The Only Way Out Is Through, C-Beam, Seraphim, etc. All of these, like, I'm really a big fan of them. I think they're stunning bits of work. But as some of you more observant in the crowd may have been paying attention, most of it, or basically all of it, is AI generated. So, which for a lot of people does take a bit of, well, it does take quite a lot out of the process. Like, obviously, it means that much more if it is created by a person. I don't really want to pass on too much judgment to, obviously, the implications of what this has on the arts and entertainment industry. I've got my own opinions on that. Would be happy to discuss at some point or whatnot. But the main thing being is that for now, for my own, you know, musical needs in that respect, you know, in terms of actually being able to get this music out in as concise and authentic a package as I can to you guys, this is an incredibly useful tool. So yeah, we'll just have a look over some of the recent bits that I've been making. So basically what you're seeing here is the last few bits that I generated. This would have been last week. And so what I'm working on here is some ideas for the next EP cover. I say EP, it's going to be a single. The single is Eudaimonia, which is actually a single that we came up with on stream a few months ago, I think. But I'm just now getting it on the final polishing bits done to it and ready to get put out there. So what the gist of this is basically, and I'm guessing obviously quite a few of you have probably used the AI generation before, but you just put in commands. In this instance, I came up with the prompt of create an image in comic style. The image is showing Asian coastline with people floating through the air and faded to monochromatic yellow. So this is actually quite similar to what I did recently with the C-beams artwork. So as you can see, there's quite a few different suggestions that we've got going on here. We'll be looking through some of these in just a moment. But let's just take it to where we were doing some of the C-beam suggestions. So like you might recognize here, this is actually from Terra. So some of these suggestions is actually from the past singles. And these are just some play about bits. So you can actually put photos in here as well. You can manipulate. Some of these obviously come out looking absolutely ridiculous. Most of these basically come out looking absolutely ridiculous and nothing like the subject matter whatsoever. So it is actually quite a tiring task in that respect. Like, you know, you actually do come across way more that don't really fit the mold than those that do. But pretty much all of them have their own unique prompts. So like with these, generally what I do to find the prompts for these, I go to the chat rooms that they have here. By the way, all this is midjourney.com. It is a subscription based service. So like, you know, you do have to pay, I believe it's about £28 a month. But the difference is that I've seen quite a lot of the other AI generators out there, including Copilot, some of the other bespoke ones. They just do not have the same level of quality with these. They really, like, the Midjourney is just leagues ahead with regards to, I mean, this time last year, it wasn't possible for hands to really like be done at all. Like every other part of the human anatomy was fine, like except for the fact that they couldn't figure out, like the AI generator couldn't look at enough hands and figure out how they worked. So this is how quickly the machine is able to adapt. Is like now each hand generated has 4 fingers and a thumb, with different designs on each. Is absolutely incredible. But you can see here, like, you know, all of these are just, some of them range from being really basic requests, text prompts, to some a little bit more like detailed here. So I usually have a look through here for inspiration. There's also a few different websites you can go to. Obviously, websites like Reddit, probably even Twitter. If I use Twitter a little bit more, I'd probably rely on that for some more prompts, for some more ideas. But for, like, you know, just to get a little bit of daily inspiration, I'll just end up coming over to these little bits here and just, yeah, having a little peruse around, seeing if there's any cool suggestions made on the day. As I say, I don't tend to use this too much, probably like once a week really. So I could probably get a lot more life out of it. But for now, yeah, this pretty much just does what I need to. So if we go back to create, you can see here, these are some upscales from some of the more recent bits, like, you know, so from actually some of the previous art generations. In fact, these were upscaled just so that the quality on the shirts is actually that much more. So whenever you're buying a shirt now, the quality is so much better because of being able to upscale here on Midjourney. And here is some designs, some ideas I've got for the next album release. So as you can see here, I haven't got like a full-blown picture ready or whatnot, unfortunately. I do apologise, guys. But like, as most of you are familiar, these were the C-beams covers. And yeah, pretty much we've got some similar ideas going on here. I did experiment with putting people up in the air, as you can see here, which is, of course, similar to what we had before. But I'm thinking, you know, C-beams is obviously focused in red, as stated there. So I'm thinking the next one's going to be yellow. Eudaimonia is going to be yellow. We've got Jenny coming up. So that's going to be the single coming up after this. That one's going to have an emphasis on blue. And I think They've obviously got one more song after that for the EP, and that's going to be Green. But I haven't thought about what song it's going to be yet, and I haven't even thought about what the subject matter will be. So let's have a look. Hente, so you create the poster. No, it's the other way round. So basically, I'll usually whittle down what bits of text I'd like. So, like with this, for example, create an image in a comic style. I would have taken that from one of these chat prompts. But the image should show a road surrounded with trees and nature with people floating through the air. So I can click that and I can get that up in here. And so the bits that I would change, image in comic style. So let's take some suggestions. The image should show a what surrounded with what and what. Anything you guys want to put in here? Obviously safe for work, which I don't think you can make not safe for work on Midjourney. I do believe there are some out there that do some of the more crude bits of material, but obviously I would like to stay streaming, and also I'm not a creep. So here's some more suggestions that we came up. This is actually for some of the next single suggestions. I'm actually leading with I think it is this picture for Eudaimonia. So again, similarly, people floating in the sky. It actually looks more like people are jumping off here, but I really like the similarities where you got your coastline and whatnot, but just a different part of the world. Still with that theming of, like, you know, people floating in the air. Is there a point to the people floating in the air? I'm not really sure, but it does seem to be like a visual motif that joins quite a lot of these together. But yeah, if we just basically come out of this. We'll go back to create an image in comic style. Oh, and just quick, these are some of the stickers that I'm working on at the moment as well. So obviously, like, some of these other shirts were made for merchandising, or some of those designs help with the merchandising. But I'd also really like to get some stickers going. And so these are based off of the Only Way Out is Through iconography. They haven't exactly hit the same mark, but I think there's some similar ideas in there. So if we just create in a comic style, we will fade that to a monochromatic green. And where should we say? So we say should show a canyon surrounded with. Should we look at tidal waves? Yeah, it just sort of like keeps in that with it. With people floating through the air again. Yeah, let's just see. Let's just see what sort of things we get with that. So every time I do this as well, I always rerun it about 3 times. Midjourney on the subscription model that I'm on is able to basically do like near unlimited generations within reason, but it has capacity for 3 of them at one go, so you might as well get an idea of 3 different ones. And yeah, it takes a little moment to generate. These ones actually generated really fast. We'll just have a quick little browse through each. So it sort of looks a little bit like Lord of the Ringsy there, I think. Like, just sort of get an idea of the Fellowship going over a bridge. That's fucking awesome. I really like that. I think like the iconography of the canyons and the waves might be a really good keeper. That's ominous as well. Sort of like the waves rushing through. I mean, obviously that's the way the canyons would have been formed in the first place. So yeah, we're not getting a lot of luck with the people floating through the air, which is fine. Sometimes if that is something that you want to prioritize, it's just a case of reordering the text. So obviously with the people floating through the air is actually quite later in there. But also what you can do is if a design actually sort of hits a nail on the head, you can just request to generate more of that specific design. So yeah, I actually think so. These were better in the earlier ones. I mean, I really like this style. Basically, just creating an image in a comic style, I think, has just been a really cool pre-fill, like an exploration into a specific style that I think has suited the last few singles that I've made. But I think if I was going to go down the route, I think it would be these two. So, like, yeah, I think it's between these two still, and I think I would keep this one. I think I will do, actually. I think I'm going to save that. Hente, create the picture and for the gig poster someone else put in the. Oh yes, yeah, right. So I'll create the So I see what you mean now. So when I've come up with the posters before, then yeah, basically they would be a part of the image generation. And so then I would basically extrapolate that into Canva. The only reason I'm not opening anything else, by the way, is like the thing is usually things I have to open here on like stream. I've got to make sure first that there's stuff that I don't want going. Like everyone's got their own bits and pieces that I don't want to share out. And I'd much rather just have an idea of who's seeing what. So, but you got the right idea where basically the posters have been made. You've got the like details on there. This was obviously the picture that I came up with in the last for the last picture, and actually this one came about because and just to finish that, so basically I'll take these designs and me and the brother James share a Canva account. So basically he's able to make all of his Arsenal podcast graphics and assets. Big shout outs to James Johnstone Football, by the way, this week back on the map with the Premier League predictions, joined by Tom Batchford, third brother pretty much. Yep, can't sing their praises enough. I won't try and pretend like I actually know what I'm talking about with regards to football, but I mean, in terms of just listening, like I know nothing about the sport and yet could listen to these boys talk about it for hours on end. So hopefully that's as glowing a review as I could possibly leave for those boys. If you're into Arsenal or even if you're just into Premier League football, then James Johnstone Football on YouTube. You find him on Twitter as well. If, like, by this point you're a big Arsenal fan, you've probably perused one of the Arsenal podcasts that he's been a part of, but by all means, like, keep an eye out for those. We're also doing a lot of work to get him up on podcasting platforms at the moment. So, yeah, a lot of work going into the Brothers Football channel at the moment. So please, if you can, give us a shout on that and I'll let you know how to support where possible. So, yeah, pretty much this picture here came about through uploading this photo, which I actually took in our kitchen. There's actually quite a few of these. That probably aren't this terrifying, but I did actually get quite a lot of good results from putting up this photo and a few photos like these and just generating here. So we can actually, I think, go back to, can we upscale this? Oh no, right, okay, so if I go back down, I think it's over in organize, yeah. So like I was saying, these are like some of the other ones here that haven't worked as well. Like, I mean, some of these have like really, really mixed results. But putting in here, surreal digital illustration, dreamlike, otherworldly, unique, ultra detailed digital art. So we've got a lot of keywords in there, not generally specific. So I think with surreal, it does generally go for like the sort of mushroomy, pinkish sort of like levels. But it was all based off of this picture. And yeah, I think there was a couple of pictures. There was a gig photo that I did end up using. That pretty much looked like that. I think I'll be able to go into the assets over here. If I just drag this over. If I go into Pressbox. No, we haven't got them handy, unfortunately, which is a bit annoying. But even still, basically, yeah, these are quite handy for coming up with the gig images that I've used quite a lot. But like, you know, you have to try and generate a lot of these, and they look absolutely horrifying. Me and James have had quite a lot of fun with just this part in general, just coming up like, you know, some of these really effeminate looking like ideals, and again maybe from a really effeminate looking selfie. I don't know, maybe that's probably the whole thing with this really. But yeah, as you can see here, just a load of different keywords to just try and get a desired effect. So yeah, and that's the thing. I think a lot of people obviously want to laugh off this whole like AI generation process. It's obviously like a hell of a lot easier than like spending years just you know, like either doing an art course, learning how to use Photoshop, learning how to paint, or anything else like this. But like the thing is that it is its own art. Like regardless of how much easier it is its own art in regards to getting the desired outcomes, because you know it is a big process of trial and error on quite a lot of these. Some very interesting things here, like, you know, again, there's some parts here I actually don't mind some of the art styles chosen. In fact, one of these I'm actually using in to advertise for another gig coming up. I'm actually going to be using this one. I think this one's wicked. And that was based off of this picture that I used to market the t-shirts last time. Again, created in a comic style. Show subject sinking below the ocean, faded to blue. So yeah, we actually got quite a few of these. You know, to differing effects. I mean, how adorable is that? Seriously, that is next level with regards to derp face. Yeah, man. Yeah, cheers, Hente. Like I said, that did get a lot of GTA comparisons. I think that is actually like the best way to sum it up. I didn't even realise the sort of GTA sort of influence until I started showing it to a few other people. These were some of the other images that came through. There was actually one here that I quite like. I mean, like, just, yeah, to varying results. The brush strokes are fucking wicked. But you can see how with some of these pictures, there definitely leaves a lot to be desired. Yeah, some of them come out quite clear. Like that again. Just depends on what you're after, really. But there was one. I think it was one of those that I think actually came out all right. But which one was it? I don't think it was one of these. Well, regardless of which, it'll be coming out at some point soon. Oh yeah, that's why I think they were up here. As I say, like they're like just ranging from hilarious to weird to please put it away. This is horrifying. But yeah, like the with just getting that one GTA like poster, this is the one picture that it's based off of. But like there's all of these different ones that came with it as well. So you really, I mean, like that is horrifying. Imagine if I was using that one to, like, you know, basically put out. And so man looking down a road with small apartment buildings and small shops that line the street. The sky is blue at a low horizon, photorealistic. So I would have actually, oh my god, I mean, just look at some of these. This is and this is all the same generator. So basically that one photo here is a complete fluke of how fucking spot on the detail and or the attention to detail is or whatnot, compared to this smorgasbord of completely horrifying looking. You know, like that picture of the of Jesus that someone tried to repaint. I don't know if you guys have seen that. It just feels like that, where it's like, you know, basically, oh yeah, let's try. Jesus Christ. Might actually be Jesus Christ. Like, might be several different attempts at Jesus Christ. But now you can see how exhausting this process can be. And again, don't mean to say, like, you know, that, like, you know, real artists don't put this, that, and the other. Like, this isn't a debate about that. But to get that one picture that has been an ideal pick for the up and coming show, I've had to dirge through all of this crap just to try and pick one that looks halfway decent. So, yeah, that is sort of an outline of the process, really. Again, we're back to eudaimonia. So, like, you know, these ones don't need a photo to be based on in the first place. It's really only when you've got, like, the subject in there, and obviously the subject being myself in a lot of these. I'm either creating images to basically just come up with new artwork, or for gigs, or for, merchandising. And, yeah, I find the whole area fascinating. I find AI in general fascinating. I know a lot of people are quite put off by it, quite intimidated. But yeah, I think there's a whole lot to be ascertained from AI. I think, like, you know, I think well, I mean, again, this is like a debate for a completely different time. But people are worried about the work that is going to be taken away, and it's I feel like there's another debate to be had around the point of work and earning money in the first instance. If AI is able to do the jobs that we don't want to do anymore, or that we need in order to get paid, then why can't we just reframe our community perspective to think about a different way of how to spend our free time in the first place? But my head's in the clouds. I'm a dreamer. Don't listen to anything I'm saying. Yeah, that is pretty much the process. That is how we come up with the artwork for the several singles and designs, EPs, etc. And yeah, I'm actually going to be working on a few new posters. As I say, I've got a radio show coming up, so I may use that picture that we were describing earlier to go about that. But yeah, I think, to be fair, guys, I think that will just about do it for today, because I understand, well, in here it's absolutely roasting. I'm sweating my arse off. We've covered pretty much the essentials, unless anyone's got any questions on the mid-journey process, on the AI artwork. We covered some of the performances that we did in the last few weeks, and yeah, some of the other gigs that we've got coming up. So if that is all from everybody, that will be all from myself. Just checking in today, Star Wars in the 1970s. Well, thank you very much. No, really, mate, I'm not going to argue with a Pink Floyd comparison. What can I say? But thank you very much for bringing that up. That's awfully kind of you. And yeah, I'm just glad that it takes you back to that similar spot. I hope you enjoy what's coming up. I'm actually going to be putting up some reels soon, previewing the new track coming out. I'm going to be doing a whole lot more work on the socials coming up. I keep saying about it, few hurdles that keep coming along at the minute, unfortunately, but that is no concern to you guys. You guys should only be caring about the end product, getting a few bits behind the scenes. So it's my job really just to make sure that the stuff gets done. So as I've said several times once over, thank you so much everybody for your patience and the whole process. New single coming out, I believe, within the next 2 weeks. There's still a few things that I need to tweak. There's still a few things that I need to stay on top of. But I think the next few weeks is an ideal time. And then after that, I'm going to be putting all of my work into the live set, which I think we'll probably have a look at on the next stream. So not next week, the week after, as per usual. I think we'll have a look at the new live show because I've introduced a few new aspects to it, taken out some of the stuff that I didn't like before, put in some new ones. I think it's going to go down a treat. I think the whole live show is going to go down a treat compared to the last few. So I'm really, really excited about this one. As I say, September 20th at Hotbox, supporting the March Fleet and Tom Peplow and the Rebel Party. Oh, I got there in the end. I was so worried that I was going to forget it there for a second. I very nearly did. Blame it on heat stroke. Why not? But yeah, also on the shirts, as I've mentioned at the beginning of the stream, if you guys want to be kitted out in one of these fine bits of threads here, repping C-beams, or soon going to be repping eudaimonia. Also, just send me a message on either Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, any of those. Or if you've got me on WhatsApp, you can do it on there. I'm basically just, in the meantime, whilst trying to get a proper shop set up, I want to try and, still get these shirts out to people that have been waiting really patiently on them. So, going to be doing it off my own back. Already posted off a few to the early bird purchasers. £15 each for the minute. That deal is going to be until September, probably until the gig. So they'll be going up to about £20 after that. So get them whilst they're cheap. And if you want in with a chance of winning one soon, then pretty much the Eudaimonia single release is going to have another prize draw in there for all the pre-saves and all of the adds to playlists. You'll be entered in where we'll do another spin the wheel live on stream. Hopefully with no "You Are Gay" adverts on the side. If you don't know the reference, check out the stream from a few weeks back. But yeah, that's pretty much it for today. I'm going to go and probably have an ice bath just to try and escape this heat. Hopefully the next few days aren't as heinous. Hope you guys are doing all good where you're at. And yeah, thanks so much for joining us. Hope you guys learnt a lot from the mid-journey process. I will leave the stream up for a few more minutes if you guys got any more questions on that. But for now, if you need to, get a cold shower going. And I will see you again in a few weeks' time. Thanks all again for the support. Much love. See you soon. All the best. Take care. Bye-bye-bye.